joining today. You all got the questions. You have to write the answers now.
Prabhuji, I have
So
also.
you can just read those verses. You can read those verses and you can write in your own language also. You can understand the text and you can then write whatever answer you need to write there. Okay, we will start. Just go through the 3 verses which we covered last time. Ishavāsamidam sarvam yat kinchit jagatam jagat tena taktena bhunjita magrida kasya sviddhanam. Everything animated, inanimate that is within this universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. This is the first verse that we should take our quota and whatever is set aside for us and be happy and satisfied with that. Prabhupada said, chant and be happy. So in this way, we discuss about the first verse, then second verse, Kurvaneha karmani jiji visheshatam sama evam trai nanyathote asti na karma lipyate nare. One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way. Which way? As the first verse says, the way of life should be as prescribed by the first verse. For that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for men. One can live for hundreds of years, and as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Mama Janmani Janmaneshware Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahetuki Tvai, that I can take birth again and again if the devotion in the heart is there for the Supreme Lord. And the great devotees in Bhagavatam also, they have these prayers only. Parishit Maharaj prays in the first canto, Punascha Bhuyad Bhagavati Ananta Tatim Prasanga Chatadashreshu. Wherever the devotees are glorifying Krishna, that place if I take birth, I can take birth again and again. So in this way, many great devotees have aspired. They can live here also and anywhere, but if devotion is there in the heart, that is the need. So how one can execute God's central activities are described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That will be taken as the last book. Then we discuss in the third verse. Asurya namate loka andhena tamasavrita tamste pratyabhigachanti yeke cātma hano jana. The killer of the soul, whoever he may be, must enter into the planets as the worlds of the faithless. So these Asura Loka are not like a separate place. They can be like here also in this planet Earth also, because people are faithless here. So those communities or those societies who are godless, they are actually killer of their own soul, and they are faithless people, and they are living there in the full darkness. So whoever he may be must enter into the planets as the worlds of the faithless, full of darkness and ignorance. Ignorance about the glories of the Supreme Lord. They don't know anything about the Supreme Lord glories. So they are in full darkness and thinking that this life is the only life to live and enjoy. So that is the way Asuric people think. And they have a lot of ambitions in their life. Devotees also keep ambitions. Devotees also aspire to advance and materially also and spiritually also. But simultaneously, they don't have any personal agendas in it. They don't have anything for them. If they want to advance materially also, they will advance for Krishna only. There are many, all the ISKCON societies and many of the other societies who are religious and spiritual, they also thrive because of such rich people who are actually having good culture also, and simultaneously they are earning also nicely. So that's the both way it can be helpful. And whoever is not able to give so much to the temple or societies, they can at least practice bhakti sincerely and live a life so that they can inspire others by their words and actions. So in this way, we discussed last time about the details of this third verse. Now coming to the fourth verse. Anejadekam manaso javiyo nanyadevapnuvam purvamashtat tadhavato anyan atayeti tishtat tasmin apo matarishveva dhadati. Okay, although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him, although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain. Whether heat or light or anywhere, whatever things are supplied, actually most of the things which are supplied and we take it for granted, those which are free are supplied by the Supreme Lord because he is the father of all living entities. So here some qualities of the Supreme Lord are described in the 4th verse. Although fixed in his abode. Where is the abode of Krishna? Gol
Goloka
Golok Vrindavan. And he is swifter than the mind. And everybody knows that the Supreme Lord can reach anywhere, to any place, in any. He is situated in everyone's heart. He can overcome all others running. What, there is some competition going on that everybody is running and Supreme Lord is also running. Here, running. What does running mean here? Can somebody guess? He can overcome all others in running. Any answers? Any comments? What does it
Mind,
mean?
Prabhuji, mind running.
Yeah, he can reach to every place. A person goes to the dark room and he lights up his cigar and thinking that nobody's after me. I have run so far and I'm in a hideout. I'm now drinking, or now I'm smoking, or I'm doing some nonsense activity. So Lord can situate himself at any place and he can reach any place. People might not be able to follow you or reach up to you to every place, but Supreme Lord is fastest among all and he can reach at every place. What can be spoken about his speed? He is situated in everyone's heart. So everywhere we are going, so Supreme Lord. And there are many who are witnesses or who are sakshis of our activities, like the Surya and the sun and the moon and Vayu and the Agni. They give account of our activities to the Yamaraj and his attendants, that these are the activities the living entity has performed. Not every time Supreme Lord is taking care of all the asuric people also. Supreme Lord is busy performing his activities with the devotees. So who will take account of those people who are non-devotees? They are not inclined to devotional service. So who is taking account of those activities? So there are many sakshis who are available. They are the witness people. Supreme Lord may not directly deal with every living entity because they're not inclined to him. So these people take care. Surya is there, and Agni is there, Vayu is there. So everywhere they are situated. And there are many places where people think that they have hidden from others. But it's not the fact. Everywhere Supreme Lord energies are there who are actually witnessing your activities. So in this way, nobody can run away from Supreme Lord's energies. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. You can remember the past time when Bhumi Devi was approaching Brahmaji and she was telling there is a lot of chaos going on because of Kamsa on the planet Earth. So all the demigods, they approached Brahmaji, and Brahmaji and other Lord Shiva also, they went to Shir Sagar. So they started meditating on the Supreme Lord and they started speaking glories. They sing Purusha Shukta prayers there, and while singing those prayers, they can't see the Supreme Lord. They can only hear his message through Brahma. The Supreme Lord speaks in the heart of Brahma, and then Brahma transmits that whole message to all the demigods, what activities need to be done. So powerful demigods who are actually maintaining and doing so much big services like rain clouds and sunlight and If air and wind and bhumi, so much energies are there, but they don't have capacity to reach the Supreme Lord. But there is a very special thing. Demigods can't reach the Supreme Lord, but the Lord reaches to his devotees, even for single devotees. Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni, so many examples are there in Bhagavatam where Supreme Lord comes for not a group of people, just one devotee. They pray so sincerely and they perform devotional service so sincerely that Supreme Lord comes for at least a single devotee, not even a group. Where here sometimes demigods they approach the Supreme Lord in groups. Thousands of demigods go and pray with Purusha Shukta and so much glories. Still, they can't see the Supreme Lord. They can't see even Vishnu. What to speak of his incarnation and performing different leelas. So that's why in Bhagavatam 10th canto, the glories of gopis and the gopas and other who are associated with Krishna in Vatsalya and Madhurya Ras, they are glorified because it's very rare to have such a reciprocation from directly from the Supreme Lord. Although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain, he surpasses all in excellence. So Brahma Samhita Prabhupada quotes in his purport, the Brahma Samhita, Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo rathapi manaso manupingavanam sopi asti yat prapada simni vichinta tattve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Who are panthas and munipungavas? They are the great sages or great yogis who are meditating in their heart for thousands of years. Koti Shat Vatsara. Shat means thousands of years. They are trying to reach the Supreme Lord. But they can reach only up to the tip of a toe of lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. They can't reach to that place where devotees are reciprocating with them. So in this way, they might perform pranayam and they might indulge in those reading of shastras and become jnanis and understand the empirical aspects of this creation, but still they can't reach, or they might reach highest to the Brahman realization, but they can't reach to the Supreme Lord glories and they can have understanding and relationship with the Lord. That is possible only through devotion service. Where Gyan is also there, Karma is also there. As Rupa Goswami says, Jnana Karma the Anavritam. The bhakti should not be covered with Jnana and Karma. As we are discussing Shastras here, we are actually getting some Jnana, but this Jnana is actually a Sambandha Jnana. This is making us a relationship with the Supreme Lord. We are not getting any Jnana which is taking and covering our intelligence with some Jnana so that we become like we this in this Jnana we make relationship with the Lord and get understanding how we can him better. Otherwise, just empirical Jnana which is devoid of bhakti, that doesn't help. Ultimately, we can reach to Brahman stage in that understandings. In another verse of Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji says, Anand Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavita Vistabhirya Eva Nijrupataya Kalabhi Golokeva Nivasati Akhilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Golokeva Nivasati. Here the address of the Supreme Lord is given. We have addresses of our homes and everywhere. I'm situated in GV. I'm staying in Bombay. I'm staying in Kurla. Anywhere we have so many addresses. Here the address of the Supreme Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radharani, who are the people who are staying with him and serving him, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed by the 64 artistic activities. Nija Rupataya Kalabhi. Kalabhi means different potencies. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitavis. And this abode where Supreme Lord is living with his companion as Srimati Radharani and the servants of Radharani in the company of different confidential associates. So they're having exchanges and they're having ever blissful spiritual rasa being exchanged, Anand Chinmaya rasa. So that is the spiritual rasa, which is totally beyond this bodily conception of our life. So there the Supreme Lord is living. So in Īśopaniṣad, the verses are actually talking about the Paramatma feature of the Lord. But Prabhupada gives the highest of Bhagavan understanding in the purports. As we see from this verse also, if we go to the text of Īśopaniṣad, this verse. So there is not much information as a Bhagavan feature of the Lord. Swifter than the mind and in this way controlling. So Paramatma is also there in the heart, who's actually more like situated in everyone's heart and reaching everywhere, and you can understand what is going on. And demigods also cannot approach him, sages cannot approach him. But Prabhupada gives the Bhagavan understanding of the Supreme Lord through Brahma Samhita prayers. And in Bhagavad Gita also, it is stated, Namme vidu surgana. Who are surgana? Sura and Asura. Anybody remembers the definition of simple definition of Sura and Asurgana? Prabhupada mentions in many
Hare
of his
Krishna Prabhuji.
purports.
Yeah.
Sura
Sur is
means demigods.
yes.
Demonic
Hare Krishna.
Demigod. Yeah. So one verse is there, and simple verse is there, which gives a clearer cut definition of Devatas and Danavas. Vishnu Bhakta Smarit Deva Asuras Tad Viparyaya. Can somebody repeat? Vishnu Bhakta Smarit Deva
Vishnu Bhakta.
Asuras Tad Viparyaya. Yeah. Can someone repeat that? Vishnu Bhakta Smarit Deva Asuras Tad Viparyaya.
Vishnu Bhakta Smaran.
Yeah, you can try. Anyone else can try, also try. Vishnu Bhakta Smarit Deva Asuras Tad Viparyaya. Okay, you can
Vishnu Bhakta Smare Deva
Yeah.
Tad Viparjaya.
Asuras Tad Viparyaya. Viparyaya means Viprit. In Hindi we have this word Viprit. So Vishnu Bhakta. So those who all are attending today's section, they are Devatas. Why? Because you are remembering Krishna. Vishnu Bhakta Smarit Deva. So those who are remembering Krishna in their heart and chanting their holy name, they are Devas. Devatas is not like we have to earn some pious credits and then we reach there and we have post of Indra and so many things. One time Gaurang Prabhu was telling a simple definition of a Devata. Everyone interested to understand the definition. When a person is actually a devotee of the Lord, but he has something in his mind for his personal enjoyment also, he is a Devata. So that's why till the time we have material desires, but simultaneously we are performing some devotional service also. So Krishna will also reciprocate in a way that he will give you a post where you can enjoy also, and simultaneously you are devotee of a Lord and serving Supreme Lord in creation or different aspect you are serving him. You are managing a department of Supreme Lord because you have a controlling and an enjoying tendency somewhat in your heart, but simultaneously you are performing your devotion service also. So with devotion, with some controlling feature, so that becomes a Deva. But definitely it is higher than Karmi Jnani, because at least you are very much connected to the Supreme Lord and you're following his orders, whatever he requires for different activities. So Vishnu Bhakta Smare Deva Asuras Tad Viparaya Asuric people, they don't follow any orders of the Lord. So they go viparit. There is another verse in Bhagavatam, Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshitasya. Those who have turned their face away from Krishna, they will always remain in fear because they don't have connection with the Abhay person, the person who gives Abhay Dan. So the person who gives Abhay, who is Krishna, Abhay Dan, like Prabhupada was named Abhay Charan and Abhay Charanarvind later. So the person who gives fearlessness, so till the time the person is not connected to this personality, he will always be fearful of different aspects in his life. That's why devotees are many times fearless about different activities, what will go in the life or what will happen at the time of death, because they have prepared in that way. So this verse in Gita also tells, there are many Maharshis, Maharishis and great sages, and there are many demigods who are hosting the assemblies. They cannot understand my opulences. Prabhavam, na Maharshaya. Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasya. I am the source of all these demigods and sages. But they cannot understand because they are sometimes bewildered by my illusory energy. So many great sages were not taking full devotion to their heart. They might practice the path of renunciation and yoga, but they can't reach to the Supreme Lord. So in this way, the fourth verse was there. Now the fifth verse. Tad ejati tan naijati tad dūre tad antike tad antarasya sarvasya tad sarvasyasya bāhyataḥ tad naijati antike. Very verses like ejati, naijati. So anybody wants to recite this verse? Tad ejati tan naijati tad dūre tad antike tad antarasya sarvasya tad sarvasyasya bāhyataḥ. Meaning is simple, verse is little tongue twister. Somebody wants to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, someone.
Tad ejati tan naijati tad dūre tad antike tad antar asya sarvasya tad sarvasyāsya bāhyataḥ. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. Tad ejati tan naijati tad dūre tad antike tad antar asya sarvasya tad sarvasyāsya bhayataḥ.
So this is typical of Upanishad verse, where they will not directly glorify the Supreme Lord's beautiful qualities of his compassion to the living entities, but they will speak in some way, like Upanishads, they speak indirect ways of glorifying Supreme Lord. That's why they will not touch the rasa aspect of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything. That ejati means the Supreme Lord walks, does not walk means tan naijati, tad dūre means far away, tad antike, he is near to all, tad antarasya sarvasya, he is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything. So let us understand some of the purport points. So Prabhupada mentioned that Lord is transcendental and inconceivable. It's not easy to understand Lord. That Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chamay divyam evam yo veti tattvata tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti savarjuna. And bahunam janmanam ante. There are very few people who will be able to understand Supreme Lord. Prabhupada said the Bhagavatas who know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. If the person is not having such potencies which are having inconceivable nature, how can he be the Supreme Lord? So that's why many people in India sometimes they claim to be God, but they don't have any capacity to show this inconceivable potencies. Bhagavad Gita explains the Lord's abode is also inconceivable. What to speak of Supreme Lord and his potencies and his activities, which are difficult to understand, which are transcendental to our material mind and senses. Even the Lord's abode, where Lord is permanently situated, Golok Vrindavan, the description of this comes in Bhagavad Gita. Na tad bhāsayate suryo na shashanko na pavaka. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. There is no need of Surya Dev and moonlight to illuminate the planet. The planet itself is illuminating. And Prabhupada in that translation and purport, Prabhupada writes that there is no need of electricity. So somebody might think that, okay, Surya is not needed, moon is not needed, at least electricity would be there. So Prabhupada writes there is no need of electricity also there. Yad gatva anivartante. Actually, the pavaka word actually somewhat relates to electricity. Na shashanko na pavaka, fire. Tat dhama paramamama, such is my abode, that which is, and yad gatva, once one reaches there with a proper conscious, when he reaches there, when fully purified and trained here in the material world and different other planets, which are somewhat like a training grounds, so that a person can reach someday to that abode where he doesn't have any material desire for himself and just in a mood to serve the Supreme Lord. So then he never returns back. That is what is stated in this verse. But there are many fools who deride him. They never believe on Krishna's words. They never believe on such descriptions about the Supreme Lord's glories and his abode. They are termed as fools in Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti ma muda. So many times in Prabhupada talks, you will hear fools and rascals. But Krishna here also personally speaking, muda means fool only. So Prabhupada just translates those words. It's not, as Prabhupada says, my translations and everything are as it is. So he's translating the words of Krishna, where Krishna is saying muda. Muda means fool only. Or buddhu. In Hindi we call it as buddhu. So Lord can appear in any form he likes, but fools deride him. Manusham tanum ashrita. They think that the highest power has taken shelter in this manushya body, and one day this body will be perished and Supreme Lord will go back. But Lord personally comes actually. That body which a person sees when a Lord comes, when a Lord takes here, he comes here as an avatari, that body itself is fully spiritual. So Manusham Tanumashita, but it appears like a human being, so people are not able to understand that this human being is the Supreme Lord. Param Bhavam Ajananto, they can't understand the Supreme Lord's Bhava, or they can't understand his glories. Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram, but he is the personality who is the Ishvara, who is the controlling and proprietor of all the living entities who are situated in this world. Even those living entities who are not able to understand, and those also who are able to understand. So he is the source of everyone. This is a very beautiful statement. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. Somebody understood this statement? Can somebody paraphrase in their own words? Anybody? Since this, I will repeat once more. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. You can give example also. There is a very beautiful example which Prabhupada gives.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, one by one.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, tell me.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, source is one, मतलब जो भगवान से सब शक्ति का मतलब आ रहा है, तो then if he is the main source, and he is the creator, हम लोग बोलते हैं उन्हीं के इच्छा में सब हो रहा है, तो then he can direct his energy in his own way, because वो पूरा मालिक है जो supreme father व supreme personality of Godhead, then he can do whatever way he can want to redirect the energy in whichever creation and whichever way or whichever
Yeah.
manifestation he want to direct the
Anyone
energy.
can give some example? If somebody can remember some example on this?
Director,
Prabhuji, nice.
the main
Yeah.
CEO of it, he can
You can think of
give his
examples.
finance energy in.
जैसे प्रभु जी पूरे ब्रह्मांड के रचयिता भगवान श्री कृष्ण है, और सूर्य की एनर्जीज भी हमें भगवान श्री कृष्ण की कृपा से ही प्राप्त है, वो जैसा चाहे उसको स्वरूप दे सकते हैं.
Okay. Prabhupada gives a very, very beautiful example regarding this. If somebody else want to comment or something, they have in your mind, if you have something to share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, two birds sitting in the tree, and one bird is
Okay.
looking for another one, and one is looking for the what he is watching. So I think that is the.
Oh, I'm not sure whether it is related to that. Okay, someone else? Okay. Prabhupada, in his purports, he gives an example of electricity. If electricity is supplying in the circuit, a man can use that electricity for different purposes. He can use the electricity for having a geyser on and having a hot water. And he can also use that electricity for fridge. And he can cool the water and drink very nice cool water. So in this way, electricity is one. But the person who uses, he can use in different ways. So similarly, the potency of Supreme Lord is one only. But some people get under the effect of Mahamaya, some people get under the effect of Yogmaya, depending on how we how we approach the Supreme Lord in different ways. So if you remember also, when Yogmaya ji was ordered by Supreme Lord that you go and take birth. So she took birth and Kansa threw that girl in the sky, and then she became Mahamaya for other living entities, and she got into different avatars, and Bhadrakali, Mahakali, in different places she went and she situated herself. But the same energy was working in Vrindavan also, but in a different way. They were having reciprocations with Krishna. They were having different dealings with Krishna. They were having rasas exchange with Krishna. So Yogmaya potency was working there. Because the source is one, but the energies are differently manifested. And parase shaktir vividheva shuyate sabhavaki jnana bala kriyaja. Well, Supreme Lord has multifarious, so many energies he has, and they're spread everywhere. Like Prabhupada many times gives the example of knife also. If it is in the hand of a doctor and it is in the hand of a thief, so it can be used in different ways. So the person who is actually possessing that power, he can use in different ways. So these examples sometimes Prabhupada gives. Anyone else wants to share something on this?
Prabhuji, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita that during this cosmic creation, Lord has created these demigods and all, and by offering yajna, so that people will get all the requirements of food and all, and they will be also happy by offering the yajna and all.
Devan bhavayateina, te deva bhavayantuya, parasparam bhavayanta, shreya param avapnaya. That mutual dealing should be there between living entities and the demigods. Yes, that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhupada gives an example. The Lord can appear in the form of Arsha Vigra, a deity, supposedly made of earth, stone, and wood. So you see here, deity is made up of a matter which is there are many stones lying everywhere, there is a earth and there is a wood also, but not everywhere we go and we just start offering our obeisances to every wood and every stone and every earth particle, then it will be difficult. We will become a maniac. So, but Lord can appear in a spatial form as Archa Vigraha. And this Archa Vigraha is non-different from the Supreme Lord. The potencies the Supreme Lord has, this deity also has. And as we approach this deity, that means we are approaching the same way the Supreme Lord. Whatever mood we have while approaching the Supreme Lord in different manifestations of earth, stone, and wood. So, but there is a procedure to install a deity also. There are proper rules and regulations which need to be followed while we call it as a Archa Vigraha. Otherwise, sometimes people just give the shape of a deity and they don't have any like proper understandings also, and proper installations are not done. So that is not the way, but the Lord can appear, the potency can appear, the Supreme Lord potency can appear in a form of wood also, in a form of earth also. In this way, because the source is one, the source is the Supreme Lord only, so he can appear in different ways. So, but right, deity forms, although engraved from wood, stone, and other matter, are not idols, as iconoclast contend. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also that verse comes, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Brajendra Nandan. You are not this form only, you are the Supreme Lord directly. Archa form of the Lord is not fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. Can someone think of what immediately comes to your mind? Archa form of the Lord is not fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. I want Ganeshji with a flute. I want Krishna in this way. You can't make idols in those ways as per your desires. Ganesh is sitting on Sheshnag, and so many things people do make their concocted way of archas. So it's not fashioned according to the whims of worshipper. This form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. And Supreme Lord took birth from the womb of his mother also, Devaki. He was having beautiful kundals and curly hair. So in this way, this is eternally existent. This can be actually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. Prabhupada gives a ye yathamam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajameham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasa. What is the meaning of this verse? At least first two lines. You must have heard this verse earlier also. As you approach the Supreme Lord, he also reciprocates. So Lord is reciprocal. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone and everyone, but to show himself only to those souls who surrender unto him. Who are these souls who have surrendered unto him? They have prema anjan in their eyes. They have anointed their eyes with the prema. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hidayeshu vilokayanti yamashama sundaramachinte gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Because they carry this anjan, because they carry this love in their heart and in their eyes, and while seeing the Supreme Lord in that way, these great souls, whether grahasthas, brahmacharis, or vanaprastha or sannyasi, whoever, in whatever ashrama or varna we are, when we are carrying this love in our heart, then, or whether we are black or white or anywhere situated in any part of the world, when we carry the Supreme Lord in our heart, then Santa Sadeva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti, then we can see. And Lord also reserves this right to reveal those devotees only, not to everyone who consider and deride him as just a manushya. So Lord is Saguna or Nirguna? Any answers? Who is Lord? Lord is having guna or he is nirguna? He doesn't have any gunas.
Saguna Prabhuji.
Guna, Prabhuji, guna.
Both Prabhuji.
Guna, Saguna. So he
Saguna.
possesses the qualities of this material world.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anybody wants to say something?
Both
He's
Prabhuji.
nirguna also, Prabhuji. He doesn't have any.
Saguna and Nirguna, Prabhuji. Both.
So Saguna means with qualities, and Nirguna means without qualities.
Okay, then
Just
he's
give me
Saguna
2
only.
seconds, I will come. Just wait for 2 seconds.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Saguna means with qualities, Nirguna means without qualities. So now you tell me who is Lord? Lord is having qualities or without qualities?
Lord is Saguna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, he is having both the qualities. He is
Hare
both.
Krishna, Babu.
He is the supreme of all good qualities as well as bad qualities. In the sense that
Hare Krishna.
ultimate, he is the ultimate of both.
You can raise hands, Prabhu. One by one you can answer. Yes. Anyone else now? Saguna or
Hare Krishna,
Nirguna?
Babu.
Yes, tell me.
So, प्रभु जी सगुण जो विथ क्वालिटीज है वो मतलब उनके जो पर्सनल जो फीचर्स है, पर्सनल फॉर्म में उनके हम जैसे देखते हैं सुनते हैं 64 उनके जो आर्ट्स से क्वालिटीज है, और निर्गुणा मतलब जिनके उनको जो ब्राह्मण फॉर्म है वहाँ पे तो ब्राह्मण इफल्जेंस उसमें तो मतलब ज्यादातर वहाँ पे मतलब दिस इज व्हाट आई अंडरस्टूड कि उनके जो जो पर्सनालिटी जो फीचर्स है उसमें सगुण.
Okay, let us read from the purport what Prabhupada needs to say, what Acharya says. Whenever term Saguna comes, it shows whenever Lord appears in perceivable form, does not mean he is subjected to the laws of material nature. Guna means qualities, so he is not subjected to the qualities of this material world. When we are saying that Lord has qualities, that means he has transcendental qualities, not the qualities of this world. So when you are saying that Lord is Saguna, so we should clarify also, Saguna means not the qualities of this world, but the qualities which are transcendental to this world. He doesn't come under the laws of material nature. So whenever Lord appears, no rule can apply to him. People say that some of the atheist people who say that Lord performed Ras Leela, he was dancing with so many women. You can't understand beyond bodily conception how you can understand that Lord's transcendental activity of dancing with the gopis. Because he's having transcendental qualities. He doesn't get under the laws of this material nature. Many times he comes and performs activities to set an example. They're purposefully coming to set some standards, and they sometime they can hide out their activities also, and they can show also. But when Krishna comes, he fully shows, and sometimes people are not able to understand his transcendental activities. So Saguna can mean, in a way, that Lord doesn't come into the mode of this material world, and he has qualities beyond this material world. He has transcendental quality. That means he has Saguna with qualities means he's transcendental qualities. And when we are saying Lord as Nirguna, that means he can use any of his energy for his purposes without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. So when material energy is acting everywhere, he can use that energy and do many things, but he will not come under that activity, under that energy. That energy cannot come can overpower him. So in this way, any of these qualities of this material world cannot overpower him. So in that way, he is Nirguna. When we say Lord as Nirguna means he is not under any of the qualities, without qualities. He is never come under the qualities of this material world. And when we say Saguna, not the material guna, but transcendental guna. I hope it was clear.
हरि बोल हरि बोल
So
प्रभुजी।
atheists cannot order Lord to appear. Prabhupada many times used to encounter many people who want to say that show me God, show me God. So Prabhupada writes that atheists cannot order Lord to appear. When Prahlad was under danger and Hiranyakashipu was asking, where is your Supreme Lord? So then Prahlad then told that he is here. And it was not planned by Supreme Lord that he will appear from this pillar. Nothing was planned by the Supreme Lord that he will appear from here or there. But then this verse comes in Bhagavatam, Satyam vidhatum nija bhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhūteṣu akhileshu cātmānaṁ adrishyata ati adbhuta rūpa mudvahan stambe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. So to prove the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. Prahlad Maharaj told that he is here. So Lord appeared from there. And earlier also Brahmaji said that Lord will appear in this form. He will not be killing Hiranyakashipu day and night. So his statement is also taken care. Narad Muni also preached to Prahlad Maharaj about the Supreme Lord glories and he is present everywhere. So his statements were also taken care. So to prove the statements of his devotees, Lord appeared not by the order of the atheists, but the statements of devotees and in reciprocation with his devotees. In order to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never seen before. Na mrigam, na manusham. He was neither a fully lion and neither a fully human being. He was half man and half lion. Stambe sabhayam, in the pillar of that assembly. Adrishyata ati adbhuta. That form was not seen by anyone else earlier. Adbhuta, that was wonderful form. In this way, the Supreme Lord appeared in the assembly of Hiranyakashipu to prove the statements of his devotee Prahlad. The form was neither that of a man nor that thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly. And in Bhagavad Gita also this verse comes, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In Brahma Samhita also this comes, Ekopi aso rachaitam jagadanda kotim yat shaktirasti jagadanda chaya jatanta andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Eko api aso, he is the single person, same personality. He is an undifferentiated entity. Rachaitam, who has made this whole universe, Jagada and Kotim, and not one universe, millions of universes, millions of these such kind of worlds. By what potency? Yat Shaktir, his own potency. And Jagadanda Chaya Jadanta, Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham, and each and every element or each and every particle, Paramanu elements, he is present there. As his potency, he is present there. And running the whole of the universe. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered through the universe at one and the same time. So, as the invocation prayers also said, Om Purnamidam Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So many universes are coming from him, but he remains the same personality. So here also the same thing is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. The whole universes are coming and he is present in every Parmanu element of that universe, but still he remains as Govinda Adi Purusham. Tamaham Bhajan. Any comments or question till now? Okay. Everything is a manifestation
Hare
of
Krishna,
his
Prabhu.
different energy. Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Yes.
ठीक है प्रभु जी, I will ask in the last portion. आप
Okay. Yeah. Last in the last. Everything is a manifestation of his different energies, like the heat and light emanating from a fire. And in this way, there is a oneness among his different diverse energies. So similarly, the example of electricity, this example of fire is also there. Fire can have, fire is one, but it can have different aspects. Heat also and light also, two aspects of the fire, the same energy. So diverse effects can be there. Diversely, it can act in different ways. It can produce, if you are burning the fire in the daytime, you can have light also with that. And in the, like in winter season, if you are burning, so you can get heat also. So different diverse energies are there. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities. Nobody can say that what I am enjoying, Supreme Lord cannot enjoy. We are coming and we are having all the potencies, energies in our body and all around us. They're the Supreme Lord energies. As the previous verse said, that he is present in every Parmanu element. So we can't say that whatever pleasures I am getting, the Supreme Lord can't get. Can you remember one pastime where there was an incident where the Supreme Lord desired that he was not able to enjoy one of the rasa and he came to enjoy that rasa? What is that pastime? This statement says that there is, yeah.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
As a devotee, he wanted to relish as a devotee.
Yeah, there is only one thing which he was not able to understand. Supreme Lord was not able to understand what is there when Radharani serves him and what rasa she gets, what pleasure she gets after serving him. So he came in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, we can't say that whatever living entities are able to enjoy gross or subtle pleasure, Supreme Lord enjoys in his transcendental abode higher than all minute rasas. We are just part and parcel of him. Okay, sixth verse. Yastu sarvāṇi bhūtāny ātmany evānupaśyati sarva-bhūteṣu cātmānaṁ tato na vijugupsate. Yastu sarvāṇi bhūtāny ātmany evānupaśyati sarva-bhūteṣu cātmānaṁ tato na vijugupsate. He who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Now it's turning the topic. Till fifth verse, there were glories of the Supreme Lord. Now it's coming to the devotee, the Jivatma. Yastu sarvāṇi bhūtāny. He who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Yastu sarvāṇi bhūtāny ātmany evānupaśyati. Who sees all living entities as his parts and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything. Sarva-bhūteṣu cātmānaṁ. Whoever you see, as Bhagavad Gita also says, Pandita Samadarshana. However, how that verse starts, Suni Cheva Sopakecha Pandita Samadarshana. So the person who sees in every living entity the presence of the Supreme Lord, so that is real Pandita, the real learned person. So here also the devotee who sees the presence of the Supreme Lord everywhere, he can realize this nature of the Supreme Lord. Never hates anything nor any being. Tato na vijugupsate. He neither hates any living entity and he is friendly to all living entities. And the description of Madhyamadhikari and Kanishtadhikari will be described in these verses. We have discussed these things in details in NOI also. So some brief points we will again just touch upon with Prabhupada writes in the purport. The Kanishtadhikari, he goes to the place of worship such as temple, church or mosque according to his religious faith and worships there according to scriptural injunctions. Devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and nowhere else. Devotees in this stage means which stage? Kanishtadhikari stage. Kanishtha stage. The devotees in this stage of Kanishtha considered the Lord to be present at the place of worship only and nowhere else. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves. They fight, considering one type of devotion better than the another. So they keep arguing. What I am practicing is the highest, what you are practicing is the lower one. They keep fighting with each other. As some people used to say earlier, Kanishta means the person who fight with each other. So they consider the Supreme Lord is there in the temple only. Whoever is roaming around, they are just some fellow beings. I don't have any relationship with them. I don't want to make also relationship with them. I will just have a direct connection with the Supreme Lord. So those are Kanishta Adhikaris. And Bhagavatam also give this verse, Archayam eva hare pujam ya shraddhaya ihita. They will see the Supreme Lord in the Archa form only. Archayam eva hare pujam ya shraddhaya ihita. But they have Shraddha towards this personality, Supreme Lord. Natad bhakteshu cha anyeshu. Neither to the devotees nor anyone else. Sa bhakta prakrita smita. So they are prakrita bhaktas. They are Kanishta Adhikaris. So Prabhupada then describes about the Madhyamadhikaris. These devotees observe the distinction between four categories. So they have this intelligent factor that they discriminate in, or they have these categories to understand different. They adore the Lord. Whenever they go in front of the Lord, they pray to the Lord and they glorify Him about His beautiful qualities and the darshan. They make friendship with the devotees of the Lord. Tries to awaken dormant love in the hearts of the innocent people who are averse to the Lord, who don't have any knowledge about the Lord, who have turned their face away from the Lord. These are the third one. And the fourth is they avoid the atheists who are busy in having arguments and logics, don't have any faith in the Lord, and they hate those who are in devotion service. So they try to avoid those people. Ishvare tad adhineshu. Say they adore the Lord. Valeshu dushatsucha. Prema maitri kripa upeksha. Ya karoti samadhyama. Prema maitri kripa upeksha. Can someone term what are the meanings of prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha? Where does prema fits? Where does maitri fits? Where does kripa and upeksha fits?
Prema is affection between gopis and Krishna.
No, not in that way.
Yeah.
There are about four categories. And prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha fits in all these categories.
Okay.
Anyone else? No one? Try. There is no harm in trying. You are in devotional service.
Kripa is the third. Kripa is the third one. And friendship is second one. Maitri is second one. Adore Supreme Lord is.
The voice is breaking.
The third one is Kripa. Second one is Maitri.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Bhagavan.
Prabhuji. Prema with the Supreme Lord, friendship with the devotees, that is Maitri.
Yeah, Maitri with the devotees.
Kripopeksha with innocent
Kripa and
devotees.
upeksha are two words. Kripa and upeksha are two words.
Kripa with those who doesn't know about Supreme Lord and they are innocent. Kripa with those people.
Yeah.
And upeksha with the atheists.
Yeah, avoid the atheists. Upeksha means to avoid the atheists. So prema he does towards the Supreme Lord. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So prema he shows towards love towards the Supreme Lord. Maitri means friendship to the devotees of the Lord. Kripa means to show compassion to all the living entities, and upeksha means to avoid the atheist. Ya karoti samadhyama. The person who tries to live his life in this way, he is a Madhyamadhikari. So Prabhupada told in one of his statement, he is told, at least try to become a Madhyamadhikari. If you can't become a Uttamadhikari, at least try to reach from Kanishta to Madhyama. And there is no point in arguing and logic with the atheist people, because sometimes they directly reject the scriptures only. So what is the point in arguing with them? Devotional service starts with the faith only. Who is a Uttamadhikari? Who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord? Such a devotee does not discriminate between an atheist, but sees everyone as part and parcel of the Lord. Any examples you can remember immediately? The person who does not discriminate between theist and atheist. Okay, I will give you a hint.
Śrīla Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, anyone else?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dhira dhira jana priya priya karo nirmatsaro bhujito. Now you remember where you have heard this song? Dhira dhira. Dhira means Goswamis. So it is very Prabhupada write in many of the purports that Goswamis were living in such a way that they were not having any. They were not discriminating between theists and atheists. They were equally towards dhira and adhira. Adhira means an atheist person, because they see everyone as part and parcel of the Lord. But we are living in material world in Kali Yuga. Goswamis were Manjaris who are coming in this world, and they can live in that way very peacefully. Also, if they get disturbed by someone, they will not be minded by that. But our little mind will be thinking continuously about those things, those dealings. So better to be in Madhyamadhikari. You situate yourself in Madhyamadhikari platform where you are avoiding those atheists and you are making good relationship with the devotees. You can see yourself also if you go and preach and you just go out and you meet people. So much you are meeting, but you are not giving nourishment to yourself by having a good relationship with your God brothers, and you are just preaching outside to the non-devotees. So you will also be carried away, because many of them are atheists and they will argue and they might disturb your faith also. So when you are situated at Madhyamadhikari platform, better to avoid those people who have a lot of like logic and arguments. Sometimes the logic and arguments in dealings is good because they have such jigyasa to understand the Supreme Lord. But if that jigyasa is not there, just the argument factor is there, better to avoid them. sarva-bhūteṣu ya pasyat bhagavat bhavam ātmana bhūtāny bhagavati ātmany esha bhagavat uttama vidya vinaya sampanne brahm. Okay, this was the verse which I was thinking. Brahmane gavihastine shuni cheva svapakecha pandita samadarshina. So this Īśopaniṣad verse is actually talking about Uttamadhikari, because the verse is talking about that he sees in every living entity the presence of Supreme Lord, and he deals very like equally to all the living entities. So this Īśopaniṣad verse is also talking about a definition of Mahabhagavata. So anupaśyati, there was a term which was used in this verse. Anu means to follow and paśyati means to observe. Anukaran and anushasan and anupalan. There are many words like this which comes with the word anu. Anu means to follow. Anukaran means to follow some personality. Anupaśyati, to observe this world, to observe these other aspects of this world based on the teachings of the Supreme Lord and the spiritual master. To hear from the spiritual master and to follow in the footsteps of the previous acharya is called as anupaśyati. Tarko apratishta shutoyo vibhinna naso rishi yasya matam na bhinnam Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena gata sapantha. You must have heard this line, Mahajano yena gata sapantha, that we have to follow in the footsteps of Mahajans, who are Vishmadev and Shukdev Goswami and Kapil Muni. They're mentioned in well, Mahajans are there, Prahlad Maharaj, and this way. So we have to follow in the footsteps of these Mahajans. Tarko apratishta, and we don't have to indulge ourselves in the arguments. Tarka apratishta, Tarka doesn't have any stability. Shrutayo vibhinna, there are different scriptures which are mentioning different logics. Somebody might have read from this scripture, you might have read from that scripture. If you just keep arguing, that is no like pratishtha. That's why Mahaprabhu says, Aradhi Bhagavan Brajesh Tanya Tadhama Vrindavan. This is my opinion. Mahaprabhu says, this is my opinion, that I consider Srimad Bhagavatam as the highest. I consider Praman, which is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, as the highest. I consider the Supreme Lord who is living in Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan, is the highest for me. And the gopis who are worshipping him as the highest. This is my opinion. So this is the mata of Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there are a lot of shrutis which are written for different purposes and under different gunas. So we can't just debate on those things. So Uttamadhikari, we have to follow in the footsteps of Uttamadhikari and at least reach. You have to follow in the footsteps of Uttamadhikari. We don't have to imitate them, but we can take inspiration from them and at least reach to the platform of Madhyamadhikari. So in this way, we have covered the 6th verse. Next time we'll try to see this verse number 7. If you have some questions, we can take up now, or we will end here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One by one, you can raise hands.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhu, I
Krishna.
just have a request from all the
Okay,
please
Deepti
mark
Murthy
your
Prabhu, you
attendance.
can tell
Please mark
one by one.
Please mark your
Prabhuji,
attendance.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes. Go on.
प्रभुजी ये अनुपस्थिति जो वर्ड है इसका मतलब व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ दिस अनुपस्थिति वर्ड इन दिस मंत्र नंबर 6 मतलब आई कुड नॉट
To see the world through the eyes of, to see this world according to the teachings of spiritual master and the acharyas. To observe the activity of this world, anupaśyati. Pashyat means to see. Anu means according to the teachings of the Supreme Lord, which are given by spiritual master and the acharyas. In this way, the Guru Sadhu Shastra को
और
अपने साथ रख के, yeah, yes, tell me.
प्रभु जी जो ब्राह्मण स्टेज ऑफ रियलाइजेशन बोलते हैं तो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली मतलब जो डिवोटीज आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन ब्राह्मण रियलाइजेशन बट फॉर आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक्चुअली तो व्हाट मतलब इन दैट ब्राह्मण स्टेज ऑफ रियलाइजेशन दे जस्ट फील दैट एनर्जी ऑफ लॉर्ड और व्हाट एग्जैक्टली
Brahman is
व्हाट
intelligence from Supreme Lord. Those are rays, those are Brahma Jyoti rays. They are coming from the Supreme Lord, and the person who actually reaches and merges in those particles of the Supreme Lord, he gets a certain kind of bliss, which is very high bliss. Like, how can I give an example? Like a person is fully elated that he will not have any shoka and moha in his heart. So in that stage, he is called as that he has reached to the certain point where he can experience the energy of the Lord. And as the qualities of the Supreme Lord are there, similarly this living entity also has, but the quantity is not same. So quality of anand or quality of bliss, he also experiences in that stage, but he doesn't have the quantity. Supreme Lord has unlimited quantity of that bliss. So that is like Brahman realization, where he merges and he experiences that bliss of a Supreme Lord. Tato Brahma Jigyasa, that Brahman state he comes to. Anyone else has some questions or comments or feedbacks? Yes, nobody is asking now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this who is having the concept of Brahman realization, in which category they will come, Prabhu? This out of these three adhikaris.
These three what does it mean by adhikari? What you understand from a term adhikari?
Yeah, these three stages of devotional.
These adhikaris are, we are terming these adhikaris in terms of devotional service. Like they are having the Kanishta adhikari. Adhikari means that he is having a adhikar to perform devotional service. Madhyamadhikari means he's a personality, he's a person who is having some adhikar. Adhikar means what do you call adhikar in English? Right. You have a right to perform such in a way that devotion service. So when a person gets a faith in his heart, ado shraddha tata sadhusam. So when the certain kind of faith is there, that faith is like little bit weak in his heart. Somebody can come and put some arguments and that faith can be broken. Faith in performance of devotion service. So when faith in the heart is such that somebody can come and argue with you and he can break your faith, that means you are in Kanishta platform. But in a Madhyam platform, when you are reading scripture, when your somewhat understanding of scriptures is very nice, and then starts also firing with you, not in a way of commenting and winning or atheist or theist, you will be equal to everyone. This way, this is based on the faiths, Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttama. Kanishta person just keeps faith in the idols only. He doesn't make good relationship with the devotees. But the Madhyamadhikari, he makes relationship with the devotees also. He loves the Supreme Lord and he becomes to that level. So they come under devotion categories. They are not that devotees have already attained the Brahman platform. Bhagavad Gita also ātmany, the person who has taken up this process of decision is the Brahman.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, anyone else?
Prabhuji, then a final one thing, Prabhu. The Kanishta Adhikari, those who are fighting, they are quarreling with each other because which form of worship is better. In our country also it is there, Prabhu, between the north and south, especially in Tamil Nadu, they are telling we are practicing north-south. So how our Lord Krishna will take that, Prabhu? How he will accept that devotees? Whether
Krishna says so, but he keeps a strong faith in his heart. I will call him as a sadhu. So even if somebody does a great blunder, but in his heart there is a strong faith, I love this personality Krishna. I have made this blunder, I am fighting with others, but my faith is not shaken from Krishna. Api chetsu saracharo jite mam ananya bhag sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavahis. Bhagavad Gita says, Supreme Lord considered himself, that personality, as a sadhu. But it is a matter of fact that those people who are living in different states, and then they will understand this factor that Krishna sees others devotees when we will see themselves and those people whom we are fighting as devotees. So it's a matter of consciousness with us, but Krishna sees everyone who is having a faith towards him as devotee. And in Bhagavatam also says that we can make relationship with Krishna in different aspects. we can make having a dvesha also with the Supreme, although it is not recommended. That is not anukul bhakti nahi hai wo, but still when there is some relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishna takes care of those relationship. Anyhow, if that relationship is made. So the people might be staying in different states and fighting with each other, but if their faith is there in Krishna, then Krishna understands those people that they are struggling with their tendencies and whatever culture they are brought in. They're struggling, and they will again come back and perform their devotion service till the time they get purified and again go. They will, but their devotion service keep on increasing. It will not, it is not like a karma factor that you have exhausted your karma, then again you start your karma. But if you person is having faith in Krishna, but he's having a Kanishta platform, so 10% bhakti, then 20% bhakti, next life 30%, then 50%, then 100%. So he reaches Krishna as a goal. I hope that
Hare Krishna,
clarified, bro.
Yeah, very well explained. Okay, understood.
Okay, anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी NOI का जो पहले एक असेसमेंट हुआ था, तो आपको उसका जो ये वगैरह मिल रहा है, मतलब एक्चुअली we all had given, I think, जो पहले जो फास्ट 2 श्लोका के ऊपर आपने एक असेसमेंट लिए थे।
श्लोकों के ऊपर ही था ना, फर्स्ट और सेकंड श्लोका वाज ओनली देयर ना।
हाँ, वो कुछ क्वेश्चन था। हाँ जी।
So you can write now about all these
are you getting
verses,
all
you
those?
can write on.
Okay,
regarding the
ये
test
फ्रेश
you
लिखना
can
है ना, मतलब ये जो आपने।
हाँ, ये फ्रेश लिखना है, ये सभी आंसर्स देने हैं। कोशिश कीजिए कि आप परपोर्ट्स पढ़ के अच्छे से उनके आंसर दे सकें। मैंने वो भी लिखा है कि कौन से श्लोका में से कोट किया जा रहा है क्वेश्चन, so you can search out and read that, and in your own words you can write answers. Okay, anyone else? Okay, we will end here. Thank you so much for joining, taking out your time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Ancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha bhūtānaṁ pāvadebhyo
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.